So, this review I'm going to do a little different than the other ones. So, to start off with, let's just look at this big, beautiful box. So, yeah, I love these Haslab boxes. So, before we get to the figure, just like I did with Victory Saber, so first up we get the two bonus figures, Peepo and Boater. Well, I'm going to assume this one is Boater, because this doesn't look like a Boater, but you never know. So there are a couple more Micromasters. We'll bring in Holly, Hori, and Fire. They look good as a group. So to transform Peepo, or who I assume to be Peepo, you're going to fold the legs around 90 degrees, fold out the feet, separate, unpeg the arms, pull them down, unpeg the arm, and try not to rip them off like I do every time. So yeah, so for details, you got this nice Tampo Autobot logo, face is painted, and let's bring it in. And just that face paint job is good. The head may move, I'm not sure. I can't get my giant fingers in there. So for Boater, well, for Boater, or at least who I assume to be Boater, bottom visible head syndrome, but it's a Micromaster, who cares? So to transform Boater, or who I assume to be Boater, we're going to fold out the bow, fold the legs around, take this, whatever it is, fold it back to create heels, pull the arms away from the body, bring the shoulders down, and then take the bow until it snaps. And here we have Boater. Again, come on, focus. The face is beautifully painted. This one actually does have head articulation. So yeah, very cool. And unlike Holly and Fire, so we'll bring those in and transform them, they don't suffer because they have that tack. Wow, ripped both of his legs off. And might have to tighten those ball joints in the future. So we'll bring them all in together. And I'll just transform them on camera. Maybe I'll cut this out, who knows. So we'll get the camera down there for a group shot. Look good. It's nice to have Rescue Patrol or Rescue Force, whatever their name is, complete. Honestly, I don't care. I'm not going to throw these, by the way. So we'll get them out of the way. Now, before we get to the man himself, let's cover some of his accessories. So, first up, we've got this. This is Eagle Chest. So if we unfurl it, then here we can just slide out the wing tips, fold this this tail out, the head out, bring the feet down, and then fold out the guns. And there's Eagle Chest. Very cool. We'll talk more about Eagle Chest later. However, he does have a gimmick. If you fold the head up, fold the legs back up, fold the wingtips up, close him up, and now he's a handheld gun. Which brings us to the next accessory. We got these two purple, well, they're kind of red on my camera, but they're more purple, blast effects. So we'll peg those on. They don't stay on Eagle Chest very well. Or at least one of them doesn't. But yeah, so you can give it a big old bloosh. If any of y'all watch MGO, you know what I'm talking about. So then So the last thing we'll do is we'll just put him back how he started. At least I assume it's a him, and we'll come back to him. Next we have Tiger Chest. So this is his main chest plate. And so this is how it comes as a chest plate. So what you're going to do is, to turn it into a tiger, you grab the wing here, you're going to pull it away from the body, and you see there's a little slider until it clicks. Pull it out, slide it till it clicks, grab this leg, fold that around, fold the leg out, fold the hip around, fold out the front legs, and then for the tail, fold this panel up, grab this, pull it out, and so there we have Tiger Chest. Now, like all breast masters, breast. Anyway, like all breast masters, he does have weapon mode. We're going to come back to that. But you got the nice shiny chrome wings, which makes me question if this is really a tiger. So we'll come back to Tiger Chest. Next accessory we get is the living metal destroying cannon. So this thing is huge. You fold it out like so. And then it has these weird claw-like finger things, because those are absolutely essential. And then you've got a second handle here that can be, well, if you get the claw out of the way, you can fold down, I assume he can hold that in his other hand or something. Very cool. Oh, and the blast effects do fit in the end. Except it actually has another blast effect port in the back, so it can actually have back blast. That's actually cool, because you don't see a lot of people consider things having back blast. So then we'll get to the other accessories once we get to robot mode. So then we'll bring in the man himself. Now, I went ahead and mounted him on the stand, which is also mounted to the base, which to me looks more like a frisbee. So what we're going to do is I'm going to push him muy far back and raise up the camera. And now I'm showing how the sausage is made, because you can see Victory Saber off to the side. So here's the space chicken. Now, he's supposed to be a griffin dragon. But, bro, here's space chicken. I don't care what you say, space chicken. The only complaint I have is I wish the head was silver instead of white. I get that this is supposed to be anime accurate to Transformers Victory, but silver would make his head look less like a chicken. Now, you open his mouth, he has a port for a blast effect. Now, you can't accommodate the big one, but you can do the middle ones and the little one, so he can shoot fire out of his mouth. Very cool. He's actually articulated. His little arms are on a universal joint on the shoulder. He has an elbow. He has no wrist, but that's okay. Legs move. He does basically everything you want, and his wings are posable at 2 points. So very cool. Now, gimmicks. In this mode, we can actually bring in the living metal destroying cannon. Now, there's a socket right there and a big blue post right here. Except while he's on the stand, he's really not going to fit on it. So we're going to pull him off the stand. And then we'll take the stand out and we'll come back to that. So now that he's freestanding, we're going to angle his legs up a little bit. Bring in the gun. Fold this handle up. And then post, port, and just bring his little arm up so it looks like he's wielding it. We now have the space chicken wielding a giant gun. We'll go with it. Now, you can mount Eagle Chest and Tiger Chest to him. He's got this trapdoor right here. This is his robot mode chest. they go in there. We'll talk about that more in robot mode. So yeah, so that's pretty much everything with the Space Chicken. I'm going to take the living metal destroying cannon and put it off to the side. And just for a size comparison, we'll bring in Victory Saber. And you can see Victory Saber is significantly taller, but this thing has mass on him. So now to transform him. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to come to the bottom here, this gold section. We're going to get in under that ridge and pull both of them away. This will unlock the Death Tailor, and I wish I was making that up. Now we'll come back to the Death Tailor later. So then with the Death Tailor, we're going to take his wings, we'll fold those back, get them out the way, take the little diddly arms, fold those like so, and then we're going to take them on the white piece they're mounted on, fold that, make sure they're clear, and fold those all the way in. So then, what we're going to do is we'll take the wing, tilt it up, unhook the dark blue from the here, swing the wing around, and it's going to tab in. We're going to do that on both sides. And now that the wings are reversed, we're going to unhook the leg from this gray panel. This will rotate, and then it's going to mount right here. So we bring that up, and it'll peg right in. Do the same thing on the other side, bring them up. So next we'll focus on the legs. So we come to these panels, open both of them, swing the leg all the way out, close the gold up, come to the back, and fold the bottom of the foot out, take this panel, fold it around, and then unfurl this panel. So close it, and then this third one locks it all together. So we're going to do all the same thing on the other side. Open the leg, lock it together with the gold, open the foot all the way up, open the panel, close the panel, close the panel, close the third one, lock it all together. Fold down the hip skirts. So then we're going to take these gray panels with this black lining, pull those away. Now they're on a little joint that will pop out, and then cover up the beast mode arm. So panel down, cover up the beast mode arm, peg them in, and this hole on the back is by design. So then we come around to the front. So what we're going to do is grab, pull until it snaps, rotate 180, close the claws, rotate the foot, open this panel, start feeding the arm in. Once the hand's out enough that you can get a grip on it, pull the hand out, and then fold the rest of the claw foot in, and then seal it up. So that's one arm. So we're going to do the same thing again. Pull it out till it snaps. 180. Open that up. Start bringing the foot in. Get the hand all the way out. Close it up and rotate 180. That's the arms done. So then for the head. What we're going to do for the head is we're going to straighten the thing up. Well, actually, we're going to move it down first so we can get to this panel. And what you're going to do is you're going to want to open this panel up, or we'll just pull the head away from the body, open this panel, unveiling his head. Close the panel, straighten it up, fold it down on his back. And then for Deathsaurus, the last we're going to do is just open up his horns. And just look at the detailing on that face. Paint job is excellent. There's the gold, the red, the black, and the white's painted. Blue and black are painted. Tampo Decepticon symbol is beautiful. And so now that that's done, we'll shrink the camera just a little bit. So, articulation. There's nothing really... There's one piece of articulation I'm going to cover about him because he does everything you want. He has butterfly joints, but they're remarkably tight. So what you're going to do is to get his butterfly, you're going to get your arm right here on this white panel and pull the butterfly away so it unsnaps. But that is an excellent butterfly. It can literally get his arm all the way across his chest. And so, accessories. Now, I actually left this panel open. We'll cover that. So, we bring in the Death Tailor. It spreads open like so. Now, you got this right here that'll go on this port right here for storage. Just like the original toy. And you can just fold that up and then no more panel. If the handle pops off, so if we change the orientation like this, now you can hand hold it. You know, getting the stuff in his hands isn't exactly great because he's using the Masterpiece style tab and slot grasp. I mean, he holds the stuff secure once you get it all the way in. But getting it all the way in is the challenge. So yeah, there he is holding his shield like a shield. So then we'll bring in his next accessory, the sword. Now I'm backing up as far as I can because look at this monster. The sword goes all the way from the table up to just above his elbow. There's a big old scimitar, red, gold, silver, all looks good, and he holds it like a champ. So open his hand up, make sure it tabs in, close the fingers. So now you have the ideal accessories for a duel with Victory Saber. So we'll save that comparison for later. But wait, there's more. So, regards to the sword, you have this asymmetric groove on the back. It will literally attach to his back onto that post right there. So there he's he's storing the sword. So we'll take the shield out of his hand. Back him up. Take the handle. Put it like so. Come over to Deathsaurus. Fold that port back out. So he's storing them. And now the sword just fell off. The sword actually stores fairly secure. You just gotta make sure that it's all the way there. So for his next accessory, he gets a flail. Plastic chain, I'd rather the chain been metal, but whatever. Gold chain, handles detailed the exact same way as the sword. He can hold it just fine, but he can also store it. So what you're supposed to do to store it is just kind of drop the chain in there, and now he's got his flail stored right there behind his head. Very cool. So then other accessories. He has an arrow. We'll get back to the arrow in a moment. The arrow will store on his back. You just take it. There's a long peg. It'll go into a slot on that gray panel. Like so. Well, if you could see it. Like so. So now he has an arrow. So then In the case of eagle chest, he becomes a chest plate like this. So he'll just go all the way in like so, push him all the way to the back. So tiger chest, tiger chest. So what we're going to do for tiger chest is fold him out, get rid of his tail, which looks like a gun, even though he actually doesn't turn into a gun. Fold up the front legs, fold the back legs back down, fold them back down, and then collapse the wings back up. And then with everything collapsed, he just pegs right into the chest. And there's the iconic look for Deathsaurus. Now, these will get out of your way so you can adjust his arms. And so lastly, we'll bring in the living metal destroying cannon. Well, if this handle will come out. There we go. So there's two posts here that'll go on the slots at the top of his arm. So get the grip in his hand, peg it all the way in, peg it in at the top of the shoulder. So there he is with all the accessories at once. And this is the kind of stuff that I think is really cool, is when a figure can hold all of its accessories. So, yeah. So we'll take out some of these accessories and show off the last gimmick for him I've been saving. Now I popped off that chrome bit, that is intentional. So we'll get the sword, the mace, and we're going to take the arrow off because we're going to need it for the next gimmick. Well, for the main gimmick. So we'll take out tiger chest, and then we come around back and just push eagle chest until he locks in. Now, these chrome gold wings are meant to pop off, so they just slide right back on, no problem, easy peasy. And now there is a gimmick to this that I didn't know about until I was looking at something. If you look at the wing right here, the wingtip is a separate piece. You can actually see the break right here. If we come around back, there's a little slot right here, this little peg. These wingtips are actually detachable to recreate his death wing attack from Transformers Victory. It's very cool. I've only done it once, and I'm never going to do it again because honestly, I felt like I was going to break him doing it. And that is the first time on this toy that has felt like anything was about to break. So, for the final gimmick, so we're going to bring in Tiger Chest. Now, if we come to the bottom, this panel is going to fold out. We're going to pull his head all the way out. And then there's a T-shaped peg right there. I'm sorry, actually we're going to fold it in. We're going to peg that T-shaped peg into the bottom of the head. Come to the back here, fold this panel. Well, we're going to fold out his tail, but that's so we can reach in there with my pinky and open this little door. Fold tail back up. Yeah. Fold that little door all the way open. Then we're going to take the wings and pull them out and widen them as much as possible. So then we bring in the arrow. Now you notice there's a slot right here. The arrow pegs in. We'll try the smaller slot. There we go. And so now for the gimmick. So we bring him in. We're going to engage his butterfly joint. Well, never mind actually. We're going to engage his upper arm swivel actually. And now we're going to engage the butterfly joint. So now that we've got his arm like this, you got two slots here, two pegs. So then, and we'll just carefully engage his other butterfly joint. So now we have him using tiger chest as a long bow, and that's really cool, and hence why tiger chest doesn't turn into a typical gun. So then, now the stand that we saw previously does work on his robot mode. Well, actually, for we haven't seen him full on yet, so we'll open everything up, put his chest back, put everything back how it was supposed to be. Put his chest back. Well, I wasn't rushing. Put everything back how it's supposed to be. And then push him back. So if we bring in the frisbee holding the stand, so what'll happen is we slide it out like this, and then slide it back on like this. There's a peg here. There's a hole in his butt. And now he's up on the stand. Yeah, make your own joke right here. I'm not going that low brow. However, for the last gimmick, we need the frisbee, but we don't need the stand arm, because we're going to bring in his last accessory. Now, you notice on the frisbee there's 4 holes. We're going to bring this chair in. So you got 4 pegs go into the 4 holes, and so now he has a very detailed throne. And the coloring's interesting because you actually see a fade, so I wonder if it's painted. Back of it's ugly, but it's ugly with a purpose. So first thing is we're going to bring in the living metal destroying cannon and close it back up how it was when we first saw it. And then you notice this little skyline here matches right here, and there's a peg hole that'll peg in right there. So there's that. We bring in, let's see, we'll bring in the flail. So there's actually a hole on the back of the flail and a post right there. So then there's this little socket right here, and the flail's gonna socket right in. So then remove chain out the way. There's 2 sockets here that line up with the arrow. Peg in. Make sure it's not caught on the living metal destroying cannon. I wish there was an easier shorthand name for that. Peg in the arrow. So then we bring in the sword. Now the hilt's asymmetric. We have this side that pegs onto his back, and then this side, this trapezoidal slot will match up with that trapezoidal peg. So the sword pegs on, and then we bring in the death tailor, and then peg hole, and that's his accessories on the chair. But wait, there's more. So we'll grab tiger chest and put him aside, because we need the eagle chest again. So we'll take eagle chest out. They've made swapping the chests and removing them quite simple. So we'll fold eagle chest back into eagle mode. And then his feet have holes in the bottom of them. And then there's pegs right here on top of the Decepticon logo. And so now Eagle Chest is resting on the throne, So then we got the man himself. So to prep him for the throne, we're going to bend his leg forward, unhook the knee so we're bending the knee at the top, and click it twice. So then do the same thing on this side. Leg forward, unhook the knee, down. Well, actually, that one didn't need to click twice. Interesting. We're going to bend his arms 90 degrees. Now to rest him on the chair, we want to make sure this head is flat. There's a slot here that's going to accommodate these two spikes, and then those two pegs will go right there. Now he doesn't truly sit in the chair, it's more like he's pegged into it and resting on it. But either way, so then we'll bring in Tiger Chest just to complete the look. And now we have the Emperor of Destruction sitting on his throne and about falling off of it. That's the only problem is I can't get him to stay in the throne very well. So maybe if we spread his legs a little bit, just to redistribute the weight. Now, I've never actually watched Victory, but I do know a little bit. So here he is, he's the final Decepticon leader, because G1 Transformers went on for 3 more series in Japan after it ended in America. And for a closing shot, there he is with Victory Saber. I'm happy to have him. If you did not back this in the campaign, I wish you luck finding one for a reasonable price, because you are out of luck. But I'm happy to have him. He's great. Thanks for watching.